Oh my God, is it going? Is everything how it's supposed to be? Looking at the pod track, the lights are going up, and looking at Streamlabs, the lights are going sideways. I guess that means we can start. Can we begin? Can you just sit down? Look, take a minute. Take a personal moment, okay? All I'm asking you is take a personal. Will you put that off the screen right now? I'm not going to ask that one just quite yet. Let's take that down. All right. Listen, put the cat out. Let the dog in. Pull the shades. Dim the lights. Get your adult beverage. Relax. Sit back in your chair. Why? Well, the cats don't like the program. The dogs seem to like it. I'm giving you good advice. It is 6:02 Los Angeles time, and that's the time zone I'm in. I mean, I could be in the middle of Central Oregon for all you know. I could be in La Pine. I could be in La Pine, Oregon, but I'm still in the Los Angeles Hollywood time zone. Sounds so much better than the high desert of Central Oregon time zone, does it not? Nah, I think we're okay there. All right. Welcome to the Bottom Glass Nation program, wherever you're listening in from around the planet. I don't know. I'm just going to guess. But I'm glad you're here. If you had some time for your evening to waste, why not waste it with Gen X Talks? Gen X Talks. Let's break that down. Gen X Talk. Gen X. Generation X. That's where me and my friends hang out. We drink tonight, which is always a fun thing to do. And I lie and tell stories. You lie or you drink and believe them. I drink and tell stories. You drink and believe them. That's the way it should go. It's a very symbiotic relationship. Don't forget you have a part in this. If you don't drink and believe what I'm saying, why are we even here? Yeah. So Generation X, and we're Gen X Talks because we're talking. You guys are talking to me. I'm answering. I'm talking. You guys are replying. It's a very, very good thing when we can do that back and forth. But we apply a lot of common sense. So the new people in here, if you're just tuning in trying to figure out what the fuck is going on, Generation X and Gen X Talks applies a lot of common sense to the world. You know, we just sit back and go, that doesn't feel right. Something's not fucking right about that. We can tell. You know, we can watch the presidential debate and we like, yeah, Kamala Harris didn't really say shit. And Trump fucked up. He stepped on his dick all night. And we walk away. We know what happened. We also went into O.J. Simpson was pronounced innocent. And everyone went, yeah, I don't think so. We know he killed his wife. We fucking got that figured out. We just know that kind of stuff. We've been around the planet a long time. This planet has circled the sun 40 to 50 some times with us on it. We picked up a few things along the way. I personally have been around the sun 56 laps. Yeah. So I've learned to apply common sense to a lot of things, and things that just don't seem right. Well, you can kind of just tell. You don't have to go into the charts and graphs. You don't have to do all that. You don't have to have focus groups. Yeah, that's for other people. We just sit back and we go, I don't think so. Because remember, your first reaction is usually the right one. Never forget that. Now, listen, I got some stuff to talk about. I do. I got some stuff to bring up to you. I got a few news things to click on. But the second half of the show, I don't know why I keep doing this. I don't know why I keep trying to do this. I'm going to bring my wife on right now. Your queen, Gen X mom, Mama X, bump. Oh, look at her in all of her glory. You need to tilt that camera a little bit that way because you're just a little bit that. There you go. Now you're in frame. Better? Much better. Now we can see all of you. Okay. Now, I'm going to let you read the sheets. I'm assuming you got some things in the sheets already. I'm going to let you do that.
Yes.
But I want to talk to you for a second. This is the third time you've said, we should do an open line Friday. We should I can't shut you fuckers up. I can't shut you up. When I'm trying to run a show, you guys are questions and answers and questions and talking and opinions and blah, 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 blah. I got it. I'm in. I like all that. It's good. It's good for the heart. It's good for the soul. It's good for me. It's good for you. 1, 2, buckle my shoe. Cat in the hat. I dig it.
Wow.
But when we tell you, hey, tonight's the night you can ask us anything. Tonight's the night. Just go ahead. If you have a question about us, you have a question about Gen X Talk, go ahead and ask. You fuckers won't say anything. I keep looking over. Well, is there any questions in between the sheets? And my wife goes, no, nobody's really asked anything. Now, then I haven't got any show prepared. Okay. It's a total ad lib. It's a total improv. I'm making shit up as I go along, which is much different than drinking and making shit up, which is what we're doing anyway. You guys, I'm telling you, if I count on you guys to run the whole show, hey, we can survive on the whole show. Just wait for those followers to ask us some questions. Bullshit. You guys just won't fucking do it. So,
wow.
I've prepared half a show. We'll see how you guys do with the other half. I have no expectations tonight, but let's see what we got. Now, Gen X Mom, what do you have between the sheets? And let me explain what the sheets are real quick. If you're on Rumble, if you're on YouTube, if you're on either one of the 2 Facebook pages we're on right now, live as we speak, there are moderators. Sammy Joe's your moderator over on Facebook. Josh Maddox is over on Rumble. I think we got Trippy Pineapple in YouTube. And what they do is if you guys write something clever, funny, you have a question, they copy and paste it to Google Sheets. It's a Google Docs, and that goes right to your queen, my wife. That goes right to her screen, and she can read them to me later. So don't give up on your question. If you write something, hang out for a little bit. She'll get to it. Now, you actually have to write something, though. They can't make stuff up. They're not going to do. You're going to have to write something. Now, it doesn't have to be nice. You guys can call me an asshole. You can tell me you don't know what I'm talking about. I tell you what, these moderators would be more than happy to put in a hate comment. In fact, some of them like that shit.
Are you in the mood?
I'm ready. You want to get a hate comment? I'm ready. Trippy, well, he'll copy and paste a hate comment. Then he puts his mouse down. He puts his headphones off, puts his feet up on the desk, and starts throwing popcorn in them.
And goes, go.
Because he's waiting. He's like, 1, 2, 3, go. So, but Trippy's been doing this a long time, so he knows what the score is. Now that we've explained what the sheets are, my wife is in the sheets. Which is right where you want her. All right,
yes,
go ahead. What do you got, sweetie?
All right, we have a couple birthdays tomorrow. Bryce Barnes and Joey Uquerde. His birthday is tomorrow
Joey?
on Sunday. Kid brother Joey.
Did Kid brother Joey say how old he was?
No, I do not know. And I haven't seen him in YouTube yet, so I don't even know if he's here.
Well, that's still good, though.
Yes. Shannon Burgode got her big red 1 today. Congratulations to Shannon.
Burgode, big red 1. It's been a long time coming, Shannon. Good girl.
Question from TDP. Can you pin the PayPal?
I did. It's pinned. It's still pinned. It's at the top.
Well, I'm just telling you, you wrote
Trip.
it in your...
Okay, Trip, let's let less of this tonight. Okay? Set that down. More of this. Okay? It'll even you out, buddy. Let's go.
Oh my gosh, I'm yawning.
Wow, you're in studio. That's 1 yawn. I'm going to put the over-under on yawning at 4.
It's got to be this room.
You're just bored with this room. When you're in the studio with me, you're
room.
just bored.
I'm sorry, you guys. It's just no windows. It would drive me insane being in here.
Oh, but you bring me food and stay in the studio.
I can't get you to come in the house.
Keep working, you say. Give me the food and go, keep working.
I try to get you out, but that's fine.
That's bullshit.
Troy on YouTube. Best concert you went to, when and where?
We are not doing that part of the program yet. I
am waiting. Okay,
now, I said very clearly, if you would actually listen to the show, I said the second half of the show.
I'm cute. I get by.
I know that, but you know what? If it wasn't for you being cute, you'd be gone already.
All right. Chris, 99 stars sent on Facebook. Let's see.
Aren't you going to say thank you?
Yeah. Thank you,
Chris, for doing that. Appreciate that, buddy.
All the rest are questions.
Okay. Well, just now remember, you don't always have to ask stupid questions. If they actually give us big questions, you can sift through what was your favorite car? What's your favorite football team? Can you throw a curveball, and you could go. Now, use those if we run out. I'm not saying delete them. All right, so let's get over to the part of the program that really matters. The drag and drop section of the program is the part everybody waits for. Oh, my God, where did it go? I had a thing in here. Now, it's going to be all the way. There we go. We have to start the program the correct way, letting you guys know that the Sun Valley Fox, look at it. Look at that bottom of the glass nation shot glass. That is right. That is a numbered shot glass. Now, this is the first generation one. The second ones are a little more square. First ones are sold out. They're numbered. And we take them down to a local engraver, and they are numbered. Now, good moderators can we have a handful left. We got a handful left of these numbered shot glasses. I don't know what number you're going to get, so don't ask. But if you want to be able to raise a glass just like the Sun Valley Fox and most of our staff, you're going to need to buy one. And then once we're out, don't ask for another one. We're only selling 100 of them, and then we're done. Is it 100 or 200? We're doing 200?
100.
100. Okay. We're only selling 100 of these, so now I know there's only a handful left.
Yeah, there's not much left.
If you want one, you got to get the moderators will put up the link on the screen. You can go to it, and if you wait till the end of the show, you're not going to get one. But once you have this in hand, you can pour your whiskey. You have your $1.2 million view, and then the show can commence, or so the Sun Valley Fox says. Now, here's a little bit of trivia for you guys, a little something that you guys might want to remember. Sweetheart, you're always big on these little history things as they come across your phone. On this day in history, the American flag was 2 yawns. That's 2. The over-under's 4. On this day in history...
Stop announcing it. I'm not on the screen. They don't know.
I know. I'm looking right at you.
I don't care.
On this day in history, the American flag was still there after the attack on Fort McHenry. Do you know what they're referring to, honey?
American flag after attack on...
And our flag was still there.
I don't know right now. I'm not very good at history.
I just sang it. And our flag was still there. Oh, say does that.
The Star Spangled Banner.
Yeah. So, oh my gosh, she's right. I don't know how she pulls this trivia out of her ass like that. She is so good.
Dude,
You're right.
I am reading sheets and shit.
That's great, honey. It is.
Reading sheets and shit.
Francis Scott Key watched the 24 or 25-hour bombardment by the British of Fort McHenry, and the flag was still there, and he wrote the Star Spangled Banner. Yes, that was today in history when the morning sun came up, and guess what? The flag was still there. She's really good at this. I'm so happy. All right. So just in case you guys are watching this on reruns, you got here late, if you didn't get a notification from Rumble, or from YouTube, or from Facebook, they suppress conservative, common sense thinking channels, but they can't stop us on Patreon. What that means is that if you spend $1, we can send you an email. We can put up smoke signals from the secret location where we are, 200 feet below occupied California, and we can let you know a little bit before the show starts, half an hour, let's say, 20 minutes. Hey, we're going on the air. It does more than that. Yeah, it gives you 3.5 years of behind the scenes content that is not for public consumption. You can scroll through it at your leisure, but you got to get a link from your good moderator and you got to join. And I'll give you a little message. Hey, thanks for joining. There's not a reply message. I actually have to type your name in there and stuff. So you get a little something from me too. All right. So we're talking about these things off and on for a long time. And I've kind of stayed back a little bit. I know I make the usual joke about Skynet and Terminator, and this one comes out, and OpenAI rolls out new models. It says it can reason and think much like a person. Now, isn't that what it's already been doing? I had to click on this. I had to click on this article. I had to go a little deeper because it turns out, and I'm going to put this in just layman's terms. I'm going to put this down there like just like you're a 5-year-old, okay? Or you're a Labrador Retriever. Okay. So if you have artificial intelligence gathering information from all over the planet, talking to other AIs and absorbing everything, like it reads every Encyclopedia Britannica back to 1912 or whenever it came out. All right. And you ask it a question, it decides its answer based on what it knows. Okay? Now follow me on this. So it's like, well, I've got 1,000 choices how to answer this, and it picks what it thinks is the right one, and it answers because it has a database of the questions and the answers. It knows. It's like, well, this is how they would answer it in Europe. This is how they would answer it in South America. This is how Native American Indians would answer, and this is how stupid people would answer. This is how smart people would answer. You ask it a question, it searches, and it goes, all right, I got 1,000, and it picks one. Now, that's just a choice. That AI is choosing an answer from a list of many and putting it together. And remember, I'm keeping this really dumb and baseline. So what did this mean? What's the difference here? Why are they saying getting to where it can reason and think like a person? Because right now our AIs are choosing what they think is the best answer from 1,000 answers. When it crosses the line of Skynet, when it crosses that line to where I think it becomes self-aware, you guys all remember that term. We all saw Terminator 2, self-aware. The difference is AI won't be choosing from 1,000 answers. It makes a decision. It makes a choice, a decision. Well, there's my 1,000 answers that I've been programmed to respond with, but I think the answer's over here. Now, I don't know a better way to describe that to you. But if you ask an AI right now, it's like, well, you know, what happens when you mix red and blue? And you're like, red and blue are going to make purple. It has 1,000 answers and it chooses purple. But what happens when the 1,000 answers it has to choose from, a scientist could be sitting there saying, look, ask AI a question. Okay, you asked it. Okay, look, it's going to give you one of these 1,000 answers. I'm a scientist. I'm a computer geek. I'm a rocket scientist. Okay? You're going to ask it a question. It comes up with 1,000 different possible answers. It's going to give you an answer that's on this list because that's how we built it. That's how we made it. But when it chooses an answer not on the list, now it's making a decision. That's what this article was linking us towards. It was telling us, it was pushing us in that direction, going, hey, we're getting to a point where it thinks and it reasons. And guess what? And here's the thing nobody understands. And maybe I'm the only dumb jabroni out there. I'm just a dumb mechanic in the middle of the desert. What do I know? And everybody says, well, it's going to give you all these answers and all this knowledge, and it's going to grow and grow and grow and grow and grow. And everyone says, well, you got to worry. Don't let it become self-aware. Don't let it take over. Don't let it take over. Don't let it conquer us. Don't let it run us. Don't let it be in control of everything. Okay, I got you. So let's say we put on security protocols, because that's what everybody's talking about. Isn't everybody talking about that all around the world? There's protocols in place. There's the 3 rules of iRobot. You can't harm a human. We got it. There's 3 rules. We know what they are. It's robots, robots, robots. Now, this is where my dumb brain kicks in. I just think of things that pop in my head, and they're probably wrong and stupid and distant. But I haven't heard anybody say or put a protocol in place. What happens if a robot, an AI, makes a mistake? Oops, I launched a missile. Oops, I gave you bad information and you did something you weren't supposed to do. Oops, I shut off the power grid. I'm just saying, nobody ever the massive amount of intelligence in the AI and the robots will make them friendly, and they won't harm anyone. We make sure they won't become self-aware and they won't take over. Okay, hello, me in the back, way in the back, big fat guy in the back. I got a question. What if they make a mistake? I'm not trying to, but remember, they're not picking 1,000 choices anymore. They're kind of going on their own and making a decision, you said. Remember, you said they'd make a decision? Yeah, in the back here, what if it's wrong? If you're getting to the point where they can make a decision and they can answer or do something or respond not in the context of their 1,000 possible answers because they're connected everywhere, what if they just make a mistake? What if their decision's wrong? Just asking here. I'm just a dumb mechanic in the middle of the desert. I got a few questions. Stuff doesn't make sense up here. A little help? Little help in the back? That's what popped into my mind. I don't know. I could be wrong on that, but thought I'd share that with you. And no, seriously, I was just trying to give you a way to have sleepless nights. If I wake up in the middle of the night with these concerns, I think you should also. All right, moving on. Oh, and now we got Elon Musk. There's a couple stories out here. He now has up to 20 bodyguards. He has a mini assault and defense team all the time. And you know why? It's because all the shit he's becoming more emboldened. But sweetheart, I don't know if you know about this, but he pulled Twitter out of San Francisco, and they closed down the building, and everyone's out. The building's empty, but on the big top of it, he put a neon sign, huge. It says GFY. Told San Francisco, go fuck yourself.
Wow.
And he goes, should we leave the sign? So,
that's funny.
All the stuff he's doing, you can't stop the guy from being right. You can't stop him from being fair. And now, he has to have people tasting his food. He's got to watch out for snipers. He's got to watch out for shit because they can't stop him in the normal ways. They can't stop him the legal ways. They can't stop him, in the business world. So this is what they've resorted to. And he knows it's coming. So he's got a little tactical army around him. Good. Because if they had finished assassinating Trump, if they assassinate Elon Musk, I'm really gonna have a hard time sitting still. I got to tell you, that I may just go dark. The next time you hear from me, I'll be on the news. That's how I feel about that. It's all a bunch of bullshit. All right, so we talked about the minimum wage going up in California. It was a big thing for fast food workers and how it's damaged everybody. And the fast food industry is switching over to automation. They're shortening their hours for staff. They're limiting staff. They're rotating people around. It just meant a bunch of more people got laid off. It just meant that all the food prices went up. So, they're still doing their deals. McDonald's is one that's suffering a lot, and they're trying to get us to come back And, they're trying to get people back in the rhythm of buying the food. Don't worry about the price. Yes, the price had to go up to pay for all these things, but come back and buy from us anyway. So they're bringing back the deals again, which they do all the time, and it's not a huge deal. But attached to this article, I thought was something a little funny, and I don't know if you guys remember this. Now, I'm not expecting everyone to remember this back in the 80s, but there was a real thing called the Burger Wars. They even had little commercials of missiles being, little cartoon claymation things of missiles being fired. It's a true story. I think, if I remember correctly, McDonald's had a cheeseburger was 39 cents and a hamburger was 29 cents at its very lowest.
And it tasted better back then.
Oh, yeah, it was much better. But this one popped up on the screen, 50-cent double cheeseburger. Now,
wait.
I'm not allowed.
What's the fine print?
Yeah, I'm not allowed to have this anyway, says Dr. McDreamy. But the fine print, I was like, yeah, fucking 50-cent double cheeseburger. I'm getting $10. I'm going to get 20 double cheeseburgers. Then I read it says, oh, it's only on National Cheeseburger Day. I'm like, is there a National Cheeseburger Day? I didn't know this. I was not aware of this. You think a big fat guy would know what day Cheeseburger Day was, and I didn't know. So it's Double Cheeseburger Day. It's like, well, okay, it's one day. I guess that's all right. You can have, wait, only in the McDonald's app. I'm like, fuck. I don't know how to use that app. That's the question. Every time you go to McDonald's, like, would you like to use the app today? If I want to use the fucking app, why am I in the drive-thru? If I was going to use the app, why would I just pull up outside, honk my horn, and wave my phone at you? Bring my food! Or press, boop, I'm in slot 3, boop. Why would I fucking go through the drive-thru? We've already, never mind. Anyway, so yeah, there's a couple rules to the 50-cent double cheeseburger. It's on September 18th, which is apparently is National Cheeseburger Day, and you got to use the app. So I'm out. Fuck it. Well, I mean, I wouldn't have done that anyway because Dr. McDreamy says I'm not allowed to have any fast food. So nay, I say to McDonald, you temptress, I shall not participate. Dr. McDreamy has spoken, God damn it. All right, so we're moving along. Oh, all right, sweetheart. Do you have anything between the sheets? Not questions yet.
I got that.
Okay.
Let me see. Scott Royston gifted 5 memberships tonight to Mr. Blackstar, Ed Grateful Ed, Dr. Shadowlight, Tori Randolph, and Gator the Gamer.
Now, see, Scott Royston's he's a great follower of the program.
Yes.
And he always, I mean, almost without fail, he doesn't miss a show. And he always gifts memberships. You guys don't know what that means, but everybody who just got a membership and your name is now in green.
On YouTube.
On YouTube. Yeah, just on you guys can now go to the community section. Our YouTube channel has a community section, and you can scroll back through content nobody else can see. If you're on Facebook, it's a page called The General's Lunchbox. You got to go there. It's $1, but there's almost 4 years of behind-the-scenes stuff that nobody else gets to see. It's one of the benefits of Patreon, or the General's Lunchbox, or having your name in green. Thank you, Scott, for doing that. What else you got?
Miriam Estrella, member for 30 months tonight.
Where has she been?
She's been here.
I have not seen her. I've missed her.
You don't check the chat anymore.
No, I don't. Not
you
so
don't
much.
see who's here.
Not very often.
Brad Baker, member for 26 months. I'm 26 months in bottom of the glass nation state pen and counting. Mama X is tired and yawning from being the beautiful queen.
Oh, yeah.
It's hard work being amazing.
Just exhausting, isn't it, being so pretty? Oh, my God.
And that is it for right now. The
All
questions are...
Piling up?
Yes.
But are they good questions or are they bullshit questions?
No, they're good.
All right, so here we go. Now, and I'm not going to get into that. I was going to talk about something else, but I'm not going to right now. Finish cheeseburger. So I want to talk real quick. This is just something that everybody knows is happening. Although I want to start off with a lie that my wife has told me for years, and I've been telling it because I thought she was being truthful and honest, and she was just guessing like she always does, and guess what? Got it wrong. Paramount Pictures, the studio is being absorbed by Skydance, and I'm not happy about that. And what's the thing my wife always says about Skydance? Oh, that's Tom Cruise's company. That's Tom Cruise company. It's not. I looked it up today. All the ownerships, all the higher up exec, none of them are Tom Cruise. Not one of them. None of the investors, none of them are Tom Cruise. So I keep saying that. Now I have to quit saying that because apparently I've been lying for years. But just like Adam was tricked by Eve, I also was tricked by a pretty naked woman because that's the only time she talks about Tom Cruise is when she's naked. All right. So the thing I wanted to bring up about how this is going to go, most of you guys know that studios just have been turning out shitty movies, and there's been some good ones, but a lot of them have just been shitty. They go for the cash. They do reboots. They do sequels that don't go anywhere. They're just trying to get the revenue, trying to get the money. And this one, unfortunately, this Skydance is driven by money. Now, Skydance did Top Gun Maverick. Skydance did, I think, the Mission Impossibles. They do have the eyeball for some of the great movies, but it's driven by money. And they have been very clear that once they take over Paramount, whatever little independent streak they had with films is going to go away because it's all about the dollar. They're a corporation. Skydance is $1 billion corporation, and all that goes away. And here's why. I listened to an interview with Matt Damon one time where he talked about how movies were made in the 90s. And he said you could take a movie and you could break even on the movie. You could have, like right now, Matt says, there's going to be it's going to cost $50 million to make this movie, and then to promote the movie is another $50 million worldwide. You got to do all the promotions and you got to drag the actors around, do interviews, and when it's done, you're in the movie $100 million. $100 million is hard to get. $100 million in box office receipts is becoming tougher to get. People aren't going to the movies as much. And Matt Damon pointed out, he goes, it was nice in the 90s because you could break even on your budget for making the movie and promoting the movie, and you had DVD sales. He goes, months later, you had this big wave of cash come back in. So you knew if you could just break even at the box office, you had a big secondary income of cash. He goes, streaming does not work that way. Streaming is nothing like it was with DVDs. You don't get as much money. It doesn't happen. And so a lot of the independent films that you could get away with before, a lot of the fun projects, just to try to see if they'd work, you can't do them. And you have to have a major studio that's willing to try it. And Paramount was one that used to do stuff like that. Look at their Paramount Plus on how they try different television series. They try different series and stuff too. And now Skydance is buying them and saying that's all coming to an end. They're just not going to do that anymore.
How long has Paramount Pictures been in business?
1912, I think.
Wow.
I'm going to say was one of their first pictures.
It's right up there with MGM, right?
Or longer, and RKO Studios was before them.
Wow.
But the Paramount, and that picture I put up there, I chose that because
I've been on that lot.
You have been. That's an iconic Hollywood landmark. I think that was built in the 20s, like 1922. Anyway, just so I let you guys know that if you thought movies were going to get better, they might be getting crappier as we go along, just because it is now, they're not even apologizing. And they're moving away from the woke movies. They're moving further, not Disney, but everybody else is moving. Like, okay, they have said publicly, we want the best actor, the best director. We're not going for this DEI shit anymore because they're getting their ass kicked. Plus, there's that new filming studio going up in Las Vegas where you can get away from all that. Why would you want to be in Hollywood anymore? So it's a big deal. They're moving away from it, but they're also saying, hey, it's about the dollar. And remember, movies used to be about creativity. It used to be an art form. It was always about making money, yes. But you would take some chances. A studio would have, like, we're going to have these 4 hits, but we're going to pick 2 over here that we're going to really put our heart into and see if we can make a go of it. They weren't guaranteed. They were doing it for the artistic challenge of let's try something different and let's see what sticks. Not anymore. They've been very public about it. This is a business decision. They're going to make movies with a calculator is the best way to put it for my generation. There. Generation X, I'm explaining to you simply, they're going to make decisions with a calculator. All right? Can we get past that now? Good. Let's move on. All right. Here's another one that's always in the news. I never talk about this because as soon as you guys are such assholes to me. If I talk about politics, there's a group that goes, oh, you're talking about politics. I'm fucking out of here, man. Fuck that. I'm done. You're talking about politics. I'm leaving. All right. I won't. Please stay. Would you please stay? I won't talk about politics anymore. I promise. Then I go over here and say, well, we'll talk about the NFL. Oh, my God, you're talking about football? I swear to God, if you're talking about sports, I'm fucking out of here. Okay, wait. Please stay. Would you please stay? I won't talk about sports. I promise. And it doesn't matter what I fucking talk about. There's always a group of you that goes, oh, fuck it, I'm leaving. You're talking about this shit, I'm fucking gone. It doesn't matter what I say. There's a group of you assholes out there that threatened to leave if I talk. So you know what? I've come to a decision. It was hard for me to arrive at this decision. I had to choose my words very carefully. There was some soul searching that went on, I got to admit. But after careful consideration to all of you that have a vital opinion on leaving, unsubscribing, and unfollowing, go fuck yourself, in the words of Elon Musk. I don't care. I can't please all of you. If you don't like sports, go to the bathroom during that time. If you don't like politics, plug your fucking ears. Okay? I'm not switching what we're talking about. Now, I hope that settles in nicely with you. I hope you can process that. I used really small words so you could understand it. Yeah, you, right there. You. I used really small words for you. All right? Good. Now we're moving on.
Everybody's saying, talk about whatever you want.
So I don't talk about sports often, and I almost never talk about, I don't think I've ever talked about Caitlin Clark in the WNBA. And I think I didn't watch women's basketball ever. It wasn't interesting. I would love to watch women's basketball. It's not interesting. I don't buy the jerseys. I don't buy the pennants. I don't collect basketball cards. It just wasn't interesting. And Caitlin Clark has made this fucking interesting. Man, I watch every reel or short that goes by, every TikTok. I don't skip it. I watch the whole thing. If there's an interview that pops up on YouTube and someone's talking, I love it. And they're now, this is just to give you a small thing on here. All these girls in all these cities that are playing basketball, they take buses everywhere they go. Sometimes they'll fly commercial if they can muster the money to fly commercial. They're flying private. Yeah, her team for sure. I don't know if everybody's. Her team flies private now because they're making so much revenue off of her being in the league. And then they said, well, we can't have her on the Olympic basketball team. Why? She's breaking every record in WNBA. She's arguably the second best three-point shooter there is. She played a game last night. She got 18 assists. Well, it might be a distraction if we have her, just a distraction if we have her on the Olympics. No, it would have made more people watch the Olympics. So then they come along and there's an all-star game and they have the skills contest, which she's great. And they eliminated her from even participating. She's a rookie. She has to put in her time. Their words are, she has to pay her dues. I have two things to say on that while I hold up my middle finger to the WNBA. There's two things to consider here. One, who cares if she's a rookie? Michael Jordan was a rookie, and he was in the slam dunk contest. And two, you say she has to pay her dues. She's paying for your fucking private jet. The only reason you guys got that is because she's been on your team. They're selling jerseys. They're selling tickets like crazy. Yeah, that's why. She's paying her dues. She's paying your dues, dumbass. I don't know. I like watching her play. I'll tell you what, they knock her around too. I mean, it seems like all of a sudden every team out there became the 80s Detroit Pistons, and they're just beating the shit out of her. They physically knock her down every game, and she just gets back up. She's like Larry Bird, but she hasn't fought back yet. When she goes full-blown Larry Bird, she can start throwing her fists around. It's going to hit somebody. Right now, she's not. She's just getting back up and whooping their ass on the court. Anyway, all right, I'm done. But I do like her so far. I know she politically leans left. She's been in some left commercials. I don't care about that. I'm just talking about basketball, all right? She's really fucking good. She's helping out the league, and then go fuck themselves. They're doing a bad thing there. All right. Anything else between the sheets before I get going?
Let me see. Diablito NorCal member for 9 months. Scott Royston, $5. Handsome Generals Hydration Fund. So hydrate, please.
That is the first handsome.
Oh, no, there's been some.
I've got all night.
Care Brat member for 30 months. 6 more months till I get my big number 3. John Morgan, $5. Quit remaking good movies. They need to reboot the bad movies and hope for a better version.
Why don't they do that? Yeah,
I think that's a great idea.
Take a shitty movie and go, hey, we're trying this again.
Yeah, it's a great idea.
That's not a bad idea. That's the first time I've ever heard anybody say that's great.
Yeah,
what
loud
a great
one,
thing.
$5. I found a shush. She is more excited to see the dogs than me, though.
Well, that's not surprising. You've been gone on the road for 6 weeks. Your wife gets out of the hospital and she hugs the dogs first. No, look it. I've seen your dogs.
Unconditional love.
And I've seen you. I'd probably hug the dogs too.
Pasta.
Yeah, what a stupid thing.
And Alfredo.
Yeah.
Shannon Burgode, $2 whiskey fund.
No one knows who the $2 whore is.
Mary Mastretta is asking, was it low torque?
It is low torque.
Mary Mastretta got it.
Wow, Sweets is going to be pissed. Sweets is going to show up late again, and she's going to guess, and I'm going to say, I'm sorry, sweetheart, you're too late.
I haven't.
For those of you who don't know what the $2 whore is, when you're on YouTube and you donate $2 through the super chat, a little face goes into this jar right here. It's a little head, and it is one of you guys. We switch it up almost every week. It's one of you. It's a viewer. You guys send in your picture. We crop it out, and now that we got like a bunch of them, and everybody has to try to guess who it is. That's right. Low Torque is a friend of the program. He was on staff here for a while. That's who tonight's $2 whore is. So if you drop in $2 on super chat, you are putting in the jar the $2 whore. All right.
Dr. Shadowlight is now a monthly supporter on Rumble. Welcome to Rumble and the Gen X Talks.
You know what? He is faithful to Rumble because he just got gifted a membership in YouTube, and he's still on Rumble.
Yes, he is.
He's still on Rumble. All right.
Yes, he is. Kevin over on Facebook sent 99 stars tonight. Thank you very much. Sean MacArthur on Facebook. Here's 200 stars. Not really in a talkative mood. Father passed away.
Ouch.
Sean MacArthur, that's tough. Thank
Sean,
you
that's
for
gotta be
thinking
tough
of us.
my man. Thanks for even showing up, man. You didn't have to.
Sorry for your
Appreciate
loss.
you being here. Yeah. Can I move on to my program now?
Well, your buddy just got in here.
I have a buddy.
Yeah, he's late. Two Bear, sorry I'm late. I have Jack Daniels for the woodshed trip.
Yeah. Well, let's see. First, we got to go and put him in the woodshed, but we have to tell him why.
Why?
Now, before I put it...
Oh, I know why.
Tell him why before I do it. Tell him. You know what happened.
See my sad face? Two
Look
Bear?
at that. Yep, Two Bear. This is all you, baby.
You never texted me back about the tunnel cover.
Nope. You fucked up, Two Bear. Your queen had a request. She asked for your assistance. She asked for your help. You didn't give. You weren't there, buddy. You didn't come through in a clutch. So, Two Bear is in a forever timeout. He will never be allowed in the program again. He's permanently banned from the channel. He is an outcast. He is the only person on the island of misfit toys because he had a week and he did not respond. He said, "I'll get back to you this week," and then he never did. You want to pour some salt in that wound? I even texted him a couple days ago and said, "Hey, dude, don't forget to reply," and he still fucked it up.
Wow.
His loyalty is waning.
I'm sad.
Yeah, you are. All
he
right.
owes me a 3-part apology.
He does. He owes you. When he gets unbanned from the woodshed, he does owe you a 3-part apology. All right. Going back to the drag and drop section of the program, what was I talking about? Dum, 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 dum. I don't have a ton in here. We're getting through it. Yeah. So here, a little bit of politics here. So every year the Pope says, well, he tells us who to vote for. Every year he's like, well, after careful consideration, this is the first year he says you're voting for the lesser of two evils. Pope Francis sends a message to American Catholics about choice for president.
I thought, he should just stay out of it.
Well, he did this year.
Separation of church and state.
Yep.
Don't say anything.
He says, Kamala Harris is pro-abortion. I can't vote for her. And then he says, Donald Trump is anti-immigration. I can't vote for him. So you Americans are going to have to pick the lesser of two evils. To which I picked up the phone and I called the Pope. I called him up and said, listen, so what's the deal with immigration? Why are you so pissed off about that? He goes, because you should open the borders. You should let everybody in. You should never tell a human being no.
Oh, yeah, coming from the Vatican that, lives in a city of gold and you can't even touch the Pope.
How am I supposed to respond when you told the end of my joke?
Oh, how would I know that?
I don't know. You
know
just blurted shit out. So what I told the Pope after that was, that's mighty fine speak coming from a guy who hides behind 60-foot walls in the Vatican. You vet every single person that even comes into the foyer. You don't even let him inside. This is Vatican City, and you're the Pope. You're supposed to have every door open. No. You have your own police force, and you don't let people in, but we're supposed to do it. Now, you see how much less effective that joke was after you...
I had no idea.
You jump right in there. Do you want to sit in this chair? Because I can go over there and look pretty and read the sheets, and you can sit here and do the show.
I don't think you can look pretty.
I can look pretty.
I don't think you want to look pretty.
I can come over there and look pretty and do the sheet. If you're going to kite my doobage, because that's what you did. You kiped my doobage right out from under me.
I'm sorry.
You're not even a little bit sorry.
I apologize.
All right, one more. Then we're going to go over. One more. So this one, this came across my newsfeed. Time to go. Mom left a haunting message before police say she was killed by her son. And I hovered over this, and I go,
did you clickbait?
This is going to be dumb. And I thought, all right, fuck it. I want to know what cryptic message she left. Turns out she puts up a post. It has a picture of like a hiker's path going into a forest, just something regular. It's a beautiful picture of like a path leading into trees and a little country road or something. And she quoted some Taylor Swift song like it was time to go. Like, you know, like you're going to go, it's time to go in the forest. It's time. And then everyone's, she posted from Taylor Swift. It was time to go. And then she went because she died. Do you see? She knew. No, it doesn't say that at all. All it just said is she posted a picture a couple of days before that she had a picture like we would all picture something like this is the forest and it's time to go. Get on with your life or start jogging or start hiking. I don't know what she was doing. But it was a real reach to put those two together. And while I was there, I kept reading because there's a much bigger headline here. Mom left a haunting message before police say she was killed by her son, who got into a fight in front of her house or his grandma's house, drug his mother by the hair, kicking and screaming in the house, and stabbed her in the neck with a knife that went all the way through to the other side, and then told the police she fell on it. You could even use that as a headline. I'd have read that story. I'd have clicked on that. I want to know what's going on. But get this. You ready for this one, sweetheart?
Sure.
This kid killed his father 19 months ago.
Wow.
I think he shot him, but I know he killed him. He killed his dad 19 months ago.
And he's
the
out?
charges were dismissed.
How did you get the charges?
I didn't read that. Charges
Doesn't
were
matter.
dismissed. Why wouldn't the headline say 19 months after killing his father, he killed his mother? That's more interesting than you making up some Taylor Swift connection where it's time to go with this artist. Now, you motherfuckers, and how you write shit.
Makes me wonder what that home was like for that kid to just snap.
I don't know, but it just, God, fucking people, I swear to Christ, the way they do shit. All right, I can't do that anymore. I'm done. All right, so let's go back to what you...
Are we going to do questions anytime soon?
Let's go questions. Yes, we are ready.
No more of your stuff?
Nope, I'll stop right now. We're done. Go
Okay,
ahead.
first of all, Brother Bruns gifted 5 memberships to Cricket... Langstad, I think, Rock Bottomley, Stuart Bailey, Wheezy 16, and Chris Wilson.
Also, you are not going to answer. Don't ask any questions from your brother, the Sun Valley Fox, or Dr. McDreamy.
Okay.
I don't want Dr. McDreamy question going, did you take your blood work today? Did you go do your blood test today? I don't want your brother saying, how much are you paying to borrow my tractor? I rent it out for $100 an hour. I don't want to hear any of this personal shit from anybody. So if it's somebody like that, or Iceman comes up and says something, when can we come up and watch Lebowski all night? I don't want to hear it.
There's rules.
There's goddamn. You know what? I'm going on protest. I'm not answering another thing because I am beginning to sweat my ass off in here.
I'll turn it back on.
When?
Right now.
I'm going to turn the camera just on you if you don't go do it.
Ay, ay, ay.
While we get to see her butt as she walks away. That's a good thing. Listen, so we have tried this 3 times. If you guys don't have any really cool questions, then I'm not doing it again. So just letting you know, this is the question and answer portion of the program, and I will keep my wife on there because I'm sure some of the questions are for her also. Go.
Hold on 1 second. We're not done with the regular ones.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Dr. Shadowlight gifted 5 memberships. See, he's back on YouTube.
Big
One, Kathy Schmidt, Mr. Coliseum, Mike, Trades for Free. They all got memberships tonight. Scott Royston, $5, free Two Bear Fund.
No, Two Bear Stan, he's done.
And we have a new member to the Bottom of the Glass Nation. Daniel Wood has joined us here on YouTube.
Thank you, Daniel. Appreciate that.
Joshua on Facebook sent 99 stars tonight. And here we go with the questions. Are you ready?
I'm ready. I was born ready.
Troy on YouTube says, best concert you went to, when and where?
I'm going to do these for both of us unless there's one specifically. So I'll go first, but then you answer too. So I think growing up, a lot of concerts growing up in Los Angeles.
You went to more concerts than I did.
I would say my most favorite one was U2, the Joshua Tree. I think we were at the LA Sports Arena. and we actually got tickets for 2 nights. We went to the first one, and then we were there for the second night.
Cool.
And the second night, Bob Dylan came out on stage. And he played I think he played 3 songs with U2.
Wow.
Unannounced. Nobody knew it was going to happen. I mean, none of the fans did. We didn't know. So I got to see Bob Dylan. I'd never think I'd ever get to see him. That was the highlight. I think that would probably be the highlight of my career of concert going.
That's very cool.
What about yours?
I didn't go to as many concerts as you, but one that stands out in my head is Van Halen at Jack Murphy Stadium in San Diego.
I'm jealous that you got to see Van Halen.
And I don't know what year it was. I can't even remember what year it was. But
well, what song did they play? Like, what were they playing? Was it like
I don't remember.
Jump in 84, like 1984 songs?
Yeah, I was in high school.
So then it had to be, yeah.
Yeah, probably.
84 was the first year we were in high school.
But yeah, that was very, very cool.
Right.
Danny H., has the general ordered the swing yet?
This is going back to the Bottom of the Glass show the other night and the podcast where Gen X Mama
Danny
X
H.
has I love Danny H. Mama X has received medical instructions. She is not allowed to bend over because she has a disc problem and she can't lift up anything heavy. To which I protested and demanded a second opinion because this is affecting my sexual activities. Can't lift up anything heavy and you can't bend over. You're cutting me down to you're restricting me. I will not be suppressed or oppressed. I will not be oppressed. I don't know what it is, but I'm pissed. So, but the answer was a sex swing, assuming that we can get her up in one. And no, I haven't ordered it yet. There's a lot of options out there. I got to
Oh yeah, now he's covering going, Mama X, love you. Yeah, right, Danny H.
Danny H is trying to come around. Come on, just messing around, Mama X.
All right, Joseph on Facebook wants to know, tell us the story of how you met. Well, which time?
No, let's just go right to the
very first
time.
Okay.
It was at recess.
That's right.
In 1975, I think. I had a big gym lunch pail, which was blue with a thermos, and we were on the playground. She was 2 doors down from me in kindergarten, and I was in Mrs. Brown's class, first classroom, right up the steps.
I was in Mrs. Aldridge.
Yeah, and then we met on the kindergarten playground. In 1975, that's when we met.
When we were 5 years old.
5 years old. Okay.
And Dr. McDreamy can confirm.
Because he was there. He was there. We met him the same time, too.
Barry Irwin on Facebook, what 80s year was your favorite? Oh, wow.
Well, as long as you're not asking why, I'm going to... that's a tough one. 84, 85. Those 2 years are a tie for me. They were great.
I was going to say that too. I liked my senior year, but high school was a blast for me. So I think I'd go with the same thing as you.
It's just 84, 85. There was the friends, the time you could just work all week and you wax your car and go out for the weekend, and you could have $40 in your pocket. It lasts you all weekend.
Yeah.
We drive at 3 a.m. down to the beach and go right out on the water. I mean, there was a huge time when you had your license and you had a car and you had a job with a couple bucks. You get your friends and a chick and you just go. 84, 85 was magic.
The gift of freedom when we learned to drive.
Huge.
Which I don't understand these days. These kids don't want to drive at 16. I couldn't wait.
They're not chomping at the bit to get their license. I think
they're almost afraid to go out there.
We had one daughter who was like, I'm getting my license on my birthday. Every other one was like, yeah, if I get it, I get it. No big deal. When it comes around, that's fine. I couldn't. Everybody I knew wanted their license. They chomping at the bit, man.
As soon as I got freedom, it felt so good. But I was so busy in high school.
What else you got?
Scott Royston, here's my question. Do we get a prize if we can guess the right number of times the general dropped the F-bomb in a year?
How are we going to know? How are we going to know?
Nobody can verify that.
Unverifiable information, Scott. That's unverifiable.
There's no way.
Yeah.
Can't figure that one out.
The correct answer is more than one. That's the only thing we can say for sure.
Oh, my goodness.
All right.
Kevin over on YouTube, what is your take on spanking kids in public?
Yeah.
Just don't make it a habit.
Well, everything can be taken too far, and that's the problem. But when your kid's acting a fool and you've tried everything, you've given them the look, you've grabbed them a couple times, you got to haul off and whack them right on their ass, right in front of everybody and go, you do it again, I'm going to drop your britches and do it. they straighten up pretty quick. They learn the lesson, but some kids have to touch the fire to know it's hot. Sometimes my kids, they had to get an ass whooping before they realized, ooh, I better not do that again. And guess what? They didn't. They thought long and hard before they pushed me that far again. Yeah.
Couple of times with that and they'll stop.
Yep.
Tabitha Ray, girls or boys harder to deal with as kids? Boys. No, I'm sorry, girls.
No way.
I'm sorry. We had just talked about this. I'm sorry. It's girls.
They're both about even.
No, they're not.
Starting out till about, I don't know, 9 or 10. And then anywhere after like 10 years old, boys are easy. You don't like what they're doing, you take them outside, you knock them in the dirt and go, okay, don't do that again. Girls are impossible. Girls are so much harder to raise than boys.
They're very hard.
They're impossibly different. I mean,
they're just emotional wrecks through puberty.
What are you going to do? You get mad and go, give me your phone and your makeup, and I'm taking the door off the hinges. Well, what can you do? You can't knock them around like you can your sons. So it's very difficult. And they manipulate you. They're so much better at manipulating. My son comes up with puppy dog eyes, and I punch him in the face and go, don't look at me like that, you weirdo. My daughter comes up, and I'm like, my heart's breaking, going, what did I do? What did I do? I'm sorry. I don't even know what I did. I'm sorry. That's the difference. Yeah, girls are way harder.
All right. Max Gomez on YouTube wants to know, what was your first concert? I know mine. I don't know because... St. Donna was my chaperone.
Oh, St. Donna was your chaperone? What was your first concert?
I think I was 12 or 13. She might have to verify. St. Donna, the Sun Valley Fox's wife, was my chaperone with my girlfriend, and it was Rick Springfield at the Universal Amphitheater.
Which is no longer there.
But that was...
I don't know because I saw so many little concerts at Magic Mountain in that arena. You know, there's so many up. Yeah, Rick Springfield played there in the beginning in like 80 or 81. Mm-hmm. Adam Ant played there a little bit. The Go-Go's. Everybody, when they were on their way up, everybody played Magic Mountain as a little tiny. I don't remember who I first saw. I can't tell you.
All right. Yvonne on Facebook, as Gen X, I'm a Gen X. What was your favorite either summer shenanigans? Mine was pool hopping and not getting caught.
We did that. We've done that where you jump in people's backyards and go swimming and then leave. Yeah, we've done that. We've done some of that stuff. We also used to know where all the houses were in the valley that the pools were empty, and we would skate in them too. I wasn't very good at it, but I did it. Yeah.
I can't think of any shenanigans I did.
Everything that I can tell you shenanigans-wise like that has to do about like 14 or 15 years old before we could drive, 13 or 14 or 15, and had to do with sneaking over to girls' houses and looking in their windows. All of them.
I don't, off the top of my head, I can't. Ding Dong Ditch, but... You know
who I'm thinking about?
Yes.
Who?
Ann's sister, and you got...
Ann Woods, yeah.
Yeah, you almost got
shot
wrecked.
by her dad. Yeah.
Yes, I do know that.
I remember that story very well.
Albert on Facebook, what do you think, the general, of kids in their 20s with no work ethic? Ooh.
Yeah, that's we
have one.
Yeah, we have one. You'd like to blame the parents on that. You really would, even if they are Gen X. You'd like to, but there was so many factors when Generation X was parenting. It wasn't just, you're bad parents and your kids turned out horrible. It's all on you, because it wasn't all on us. We were the first generation to get arrested and go to jail for parenting. You know, the stuff that we were, that the greatest generation, the silent generation, boomers were doing to kids. Now, when we do the same things, we're in trouble. We're going to jail. Child Protective Services was all over it. We're the first generation of parents to have help raising our kids. People sticking their nose in Generation
X. Whether we liked it or not.
Was the first generation where coaches would get involved, teachers getting involved, nurses getting involved, counselors getting involved, way beyond being helpful. These people went in and told the kids, you have rights. And if you don't like what your parents are doing, you come tell me and I'll get the authorities involved. We had to fight. Not only did we have to fight to raise our kids, we had to fight off everybody else getting their fucking... These were the original Karens. Was all of these people and neighbors who wouldn't mind their own fucking business, and they're constantly dragging and pulling. Don't touch your kid. Don't spank your kid. Don't put him in too long of a timeout. That's a chore list is too long. That's too long of a chore list. That's unreasonable. I'm telling somebody, I'm calling the cops. I'm going to get Child Protective Services involved. And there we are fighting against everybody, while you guys are pounding our kids with all of this information that they don't need to have because you're not the fucking parents. And then when the kids turn out wrong, all these people pull back and go, wow, you did a terrible job raising that child. No, fuckers, you didn't stay out of it. Don't blame me. You wouldn't stay out of it. That's a big part of it, in my opinion.
Wow. Drink. Hydrate.
Hydrate.
Zippo, member for 7 months. Elton John and Eric Clapton was his, I guess he was answering the concert question.
Nobody asked you. These questions are for us.
Brother Bruns, $9.99. Just got new insurance, got a new doc, and just got an order for a colon and rectal screening. What's a great joke to rearrange the doc's marbles? You're on the spot, man.
Like, what do you say to the ass doctor?
Yes. Is it all clear up there?
Yes. About the only thing you can say is say, I had a party last night, so if you don't hear me pass gas, it's a little loose down there. All you're going to hear is...
Down Periscope?
Or you could pull the Fletch, Chevy Chase and Fletch, and when he bends you over, you say, whoa, Doc, you got to use the whole fist? And buy me dinner first? Good God.
Oh, my gosh. Joshua on Facebook. Did the General have a large fan base before his son's shorts got popular? I enjoy the banter between them. 20 stars sent. Joshua.
No, nobody gave a shit who I was at all.
We weren't even on social media.
No. In fact, we had quit Facebook years before, just said we don't even want a Facebook page.
Yeah.
It was just, we made a decision, we just got to get away from social media completely.
Destiny66, $5. Pleasure and an honor to speak with y'all. How emotional were you when you dropped your visibly emotional son off to go to youth camp in Indiana? That was FFA. He was flying in a airplane for the very first time to Indiana.
And being gone from home for a week.
Yes.
I was fine.
Yeah, I mean, I was a little weepy, but you guys left early in the morning, so...
Yeah, and you got more weepy on his first day of school than you did anything else.
I did.
Yeah, I was okay. Just told him how it was and said, keep your chin up, and I'm a phone call away if you need me. Just, get your shit together. You've practiced all your stuff. Go have a good time. And he was fine.
Yes.
But, yeah, I was okay with it. I didn't ball up or anything, but she got a little weepy.
That's a mom.
Yeah, okay, whatever.
Jeff over on Facebook, NASCAR fan?
I have never been a real big NASCAR fan. I knew the big names. I knew all the big players. I'd watch the highlights of it and stuff. If I stumble across a NASCAR race on TV and there's like 20 laps to go, I'd watch because, I want to see who wins. Kind of like people who don't like basketball. They'll watch the last 2 minutes of a game. They'll watch the last 2 minutes of an NBA game, but, maybe not watch the whole thing. Not a huge fan, but it's not like I don't like it. If someone wanted me to go to a NASCAR race, I'd fucking go. I don't dislike it at all. It just wasn't my favorite thing to do.
All right. Jan Motz, I have a question for the General.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite TV show you are watching at the moment?
Mayor of Kingstown. I'm working through season 3. I went back and recapped season 2. I remembered season 1 clearly. Went back, skimmed through season 2, and I'm working through season 3 right now. And Tulsa King, season 2 just came on Paramount Plus, and I will watch Yellowstone. I will recap all of Yellowstone when the ending half of season 5, whatever they're calling it, comes out. And then if I'm running out of things to watch after that, I'll go back through Breaking Bad again, which I think is one of the...
Or Suits.
Breaking Bad, Suits, and Game of Thrones.
Nope, and there's one more. Breaking Bad. You did
Breaking Bad, Suits, and Game of Thrones. Some of the best, well-written shows ever. What was the other one that's like Suits that I used to watch? About the advertising guys. Mad Men.
Oh, Mad Men.
Mad Men.
You haven't done that one in a while.
No, those are my go-to movies. I don't, of course, they ruined the end of Game of Thrones. Season 8 was just a fucking joke. They dicked it up completely. But some of the greatest writing I've ever seen in television are those shows, and I'll watch them over and over again. I can watch Breaking Bad from beginning to end, and I didn't watch it when it was popular. I didn't watch one episode of Breaking Bad till years and years after it was off the air. and everybody had made such a big deal about it, I kind of stayed away from it because I was like, okay, the hype, whatever.
Oh.
I stayed away from it on purpose.
Cactus J said House of Cards. You watched that one too.
I did.
But I don't know if you ever went back and watched it. Like
we,
you watched it.
you and I watched every episode of House of Cards, and then it kind of got a little bumpy at the end.
They always push it like one more season.
And this one, I think they did 2 seasons too long.
Yeah, it just
but
always.
you and I really, but that was a strange time in our lives too, and the intrigue on how that went. We were going through some weird stuff personally, my wife and I, and it just grabbed us, and it was really. But neither one of us have gone back through it. I've never watched any of those episodes again. Did you?
No.
But we watched them religiously together. We got a lot out of it in the beginning.
All right. Becca Rowland. Okay, I thought Briggs was his name and Brigger was his nickname. How did you all come up with Brigger?
First of all, this is a bullshit story because I wanted to name him. Okay? Okay, now hold on. I wanted to name him Shadow. I thought, can you imagine being in high school and you're a football player and you're one of the coolest guys in school and your name is Shadow? How cool would that be? So I was going to name him Shadow, and she just had a fit. No, that's what you name a dog. We're called a dog Shadow. I'm not calling our son Shadow. And I said, okay, then at least let me pick the middle name. Ready? I made one up. Sprockendoon.
Oh, God.
Say it right. Sprockendoon.
Thank God that didn't happen.
Like an Irish Sprockendoon. And she says, where is that? I said, I made the Sprockendoon. I kind of came up with that in my head, and she goes, no. So she's vetoing every great idea. His middle name was going to be Walker, Shadow Walker. Yeah, Shadow Walker was his name. So she gives birth. I left her wherever she was in the room. They wheeled him out. I went with him, and they're like, well, sir, you can't, you know the room where all the fathers are looking through the glass and all the babies are in the room? All the fathers were there looking through the glass, only I was inside the glass. I got pictures of me taking pictures of them, taking pictures of me, and them going, how come he gets to be in there? There was no way I was leaving him. I told the doctor, I said, look, I'm going in there. I'm going to stand next to him, and that's it. And I've got pictures of me in that room over him with the guys on the other side of the glass. I got pictures of all the babies in there. I didn't leave. So while I was gone protecting our son, protecting our child, she filled out the fucking birth certificate. When I got back, it was over. I was like, God damn it. So, yeah.
That didn't say where we got the name from.
Well, now you get to say that part because you filled out the birth certificate.
So I taught preschool way back when, and, you always have little kids coming in with some interesting names. And one mom was on her second boy, and her first son had an interesting name too. Can't remember what it is, but she told me she was naming this one Brigger. And I kind of laughed and went, where the heck is that? Like, where did you come up with that? She says that it's based on a city in Montana.
Yeah.
I think it's called Bridger, Montana, or something very similar. And I had mentioned it to you one day. I said, well, at least we're not naming our son Brigger.
And I was like, ooh, hang on a second now. That's not a bad name. That's in the mix.
Yeah, so his real name is Brigger Ethan Walker.
Yes. And then we ended up in Montana one time, and we stayed at this really cool hotel that was all westerned out completely.
Yes.
And it had a special conference room in Bozeman called the Briggs Room. And we're like, hey!
We have a picture,
we got a picture of him standing next to that sign. So
yeah.
All right, next question.
So Briggs is his nickname. Briggs, he likes going by Briggs.
Next question.
Mary over on Facebook sent 200 stars. Thank you, Mary. Larry sent 99 stars. Thank you very much. Let's see. Cali Cat, my Gen X leveled up last night. Finally got to see Tiffany live in concert for the first time ever at Epcot. I didn't know she was still doing concerts.
I didn't either.
Graham Gordon, $2. Remember Dick Assman F. Saskatchewan on Letterman? No, I don't think so.
I don't think so. I watched Letterman, but not that religiously. I'm surprised you didn't make some terrible Tiffany comment. You did not like mall rats. Tiffany was a mall rat. You did not like.
I didn't like the malls.
No, the mall scene was not your. You went, but that was not your thing.
Jan or Jean, it's Denmark. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. I'm sorry if I'm beating you up about that. $45. My son just screamed like a girl when he listened to you because he thought there was no one else like me, but now he knows you exist or you.
That's
you
right.
Exist.
Tell your son there's 2 of us now. We're coming for him. Now there's 2 of us.
Let's see. King Oak. What kind of pants are the ones the general always looking for? Skinny jeans, sweatpants, yoga pants?
Who was that?
Oh, King Oak.
Yeah, let's go ahead and put him in timeout.
No.
King Oak is now in a timeout. All right, and he's gone.
Wow.
Next.
Paul C. wants to know, hey, General, what's a piston return spring?
What is a piston return spring?
I'm not a mechanic.
Neither am I, because I don't know what a piston return spring is.
Oh, okay.
Now, if that's on some 1912 motor, I could fathom that, but no. I should have just made up an answer, huh?
I guess. I don't know.
Well, there's a hook on the underside of the piston. It's kind of like an eye bulge. You can get yourself one at Home Depot if you ain't got one. And it attaches to the crankshaft. So as the crankshaft goes down, it pulls the piston up. As the piston pulls up, pulls the crankshaft down, and there's your return spring. It's about as thick as a garage door spring from 1933. There you go.
Okay. Graham Gordon up in Canada. General, are you going to get the new iPhone 16? He is not an Apple guy.
I'm not an iPhone guy, so no, I promise you I'm not.
I should say Apple computer, not Apple phone. Figure that one out. Okay.
No, iPhones blow ass.
Nicholas Newton wants to know, General, have you rode your Harley recently?
Why are you shaking your head? You don't know.
I would hear you.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, no, I haven't. No.
Mary on Facebook, what was your most embarrassing moment ever?
Wow. What kind of, I got a lot. I know one time I went with a girl to, she was in the Air Force cadet program at school. She was the highest ranking member. She had every ribbon, every badge you could get. She'd been in it since she was like 5 years old. She was one of the highest one in the nation. She received some accolades. So they had this ball, and she was being honored there. And it was through our high school, it was through Poly, but it was a big deal. And they rented this big hall, and they had Air Force officials there. I don't know what are they ranked in generals or whatever they are. They had some people there that were very high up, and this girl was getting the highest award you could get, and I was her date, so I was the plus one. And I bent over to pick something up and ripped my pants right down the middle of the back crack of my ass. And what was funny was I played it off in a way that nobody really heard it, and I thought that I skirted out the back, and I went home and changed and came back. I had another pair of pants identical, and I came back. Years later, I'm sitting with her, we're talking. Her name was Denise. And we're talking years later at a pizza place with a bunch of people, and I thought that I got away clean. And she goes, we're talking about something. She goes, yeah, just like when I took you to that ball and you ripped your pants. And I'm like, how did you know that? She goes, everybody knew that. I go, no, because I backed up to the curtain and slid down the side. She goes, everybody knew you ripped your pants. I went, fuck. All that time, I thought I got away with it. So I didn't know it was the most embarrassing moment until she pointed it out later. But yeah, she was...
I can't think of one right now. I'm sure I've had them, but I can't think of one.
You can't think of one embarrassing moment? Your mom and dad never walked in on you badonka-donkin or anything? Nothing? Wow.
Nope.
Well, you just must have led a Mary Poppins perfect life where nothing bad ever happened to you.
I didn't. Eyes like... Here, you're going to love this name. Eyes like camel toes.
That's the name of a porn movie. That's not a porn star. That's the name of one. Like, you know, what's her name? Kathy Dix? Linda Dix? What's her name?
Kelly Dix.
Kelly Dix stars in Eyes Like Camel Toes. Bow, chicka, bow, bow.
He lives in Scotland, he says. And what is your favorite whiskey? He would like to know.
There's so many out there.
Wow, it's not taking you Jack Daniels.
Because Jack Daniels is the staple. It's not the best flavored whiskey in the world. It's just my staple. It's like baseball, apple pie, Jack Daniels, drive my Chevy pickup, listen to, John Mellencamp. That's my staple. But what's that Pendleton that Sun Valley Fox got me hooked on Pendleton 1910, and that has got to be some of the smoothest whiskey there is, and it's got such a rich flavor to it. That's a unique one. It really is.
Joshua on Facebook, I'm fairly new. I am curious, did the General son start this with the Gen X Talks, or did he piggyback on the General already having a fan base?
No, I didn't have anything to do with it. This was all the kids' channel.
Kids started
the kids' stuff, the kids' everything. It started with those fucking ambush videos, and it grew through a lot of work after that. But no, it was all the kid, 100%.
Les on Facebook wants to know, do you think that the semi-automatic gun ban is unconstitutional?
Yes.
Well, that was simple.
Because there's no rules in the Constitution about... In fact, the Constitution doesn't even... If you guys want to know the truth, the Constitution, the Second Amendment, doesn't even say you're allowed to have a gun if you want to. Do you realize it doesn't say that? It doesn't say you get to have a gun, here's what you get to have, or here's why. All it says is the right to bear arms, the right to have a weapon, shall not be infringed upon. Now, just think about what it says. It says... The Constitution says everybody knows you get to have a gun. Everybody knows you can bear arms. The Second Amendment says don't fuck with it. That's all it says. It doesn't say what you get, you can have, you're allowed to, we're giving you permission. It assumes everybody knows as a universal right you can have a weapon to protect yourself, and the Constitution just says you're not allowed to fuck with that right. That's all it says. You shall not be... The right to take care of yourself, the right to protect yourself with a firearm shall not be infringed upon. We're not giving you permission to have a gun. We're assuming that everybody knows you get one. We're just saying don't fuck with it. That's all I'm saying. So how can you put it? And they say, well, they weren't talking about, this type of gun or that type of gun or bump stocks or, magazines that hold over 13 rounds. They didn't say any of that. Just said you can't fuck with it. Said you want a howitzer, have a howitzer. You want an Abrams tank, you can have one. You can't infringe upon it. Sorry, I'm getting sideways again.
Yes,
okay.
I'm like, hello.
Sorry.
Jason on Facebook wants to know, Arnold or Sylvester Stallone? Arnold Schwarzenegger or Sylvester?
I've been a Sly fan.
All right. John Horn, if you had to recommend one make or model car that you would absolutely stand behind, what would it be?
One more time.
John Horn, if you had to recommend one make or model car that you would absolutely stand behind, what would it be?
If you're talking about reliability, I would say mid-90s four-cylinder Toyota engine with a stick transmission.
What?
Most reliable thing, go forever. Now, if you want me to stand behind something that I personally would want to drive forever, I would say half-ton GMC or Chevy pickup with a small block V8, automatic transmission, four-wheel drive. I know the newer trucks have the gadgets on them, but I don't mind shifting it into four-wheel drive manually. I don't mind getting out and locking in my hubs. And if you don't know what locking in your hubs means, leave the live stream. You're way too young to be here. If you have never physically locked in hubs, you need to go. Chicks excluded. I'm not talking about you, but
Chicks.
if there's guys out there that have never locked in a four-wheel drive hub, then you need to fucking go. All right, go on.
Alrighty. Let's see. Bill Mills on Facebook, what got y'all into content creators? You may have answered this before, but I just recently started watching.
Well, the kid got into the first 300 things were his ambush videos that no one really wanted to do, but he was trying to become TikTok famous. And as he grew a very big audience very fast in that first year, he sat down with his mother and I and said, hey, now that we have this going, can we try something else? And I said, what? And he goes, because he knows I have a radio background in Los Angeles from years ago. And he said, well, let's do something. Let's go live on TikTok. So we did live streams on TikTok until they banned us over and over again for me running my big fat mouth. And then it became a podcast. He said, let's do a podcast. So first it was the kid and I doing a podcast. And that did okay. And then it went to all three of us. His mother got involved in the podcast. That did better. And then he dropped out. And the thing that worked out best for the Gen X Talks brand was every Friday a podcast drops. We have been very faithful to it. We're 3 years now. And it's a continuing saga of stuff. And that grows and grows and grows every week. And so we do a podcast. That grew out of it. Other things like the live streams that we do in here. We do a world show that's politics, 10 o'clock Friday mornings. We do a bottom of the glass show with you guys, where most of the time we drink. I'm just not tonight. And we tell stories and stuff. And that's Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. So we have a schedule of stuff. We've tried other things that didn't work. We've tried them for 5, 6, 7 months. We've tried something and it didn't work out. We quit doing it. But the things that did work, we kept. And that was what was important for the brand. The kid kept coming up with new things to try, and we put our heads together. And if we all agreed, yeah, let's try this, and we didn't just try it for a few days. We kept at it, and if it didn't pan out, and then it didn't pan out. And there's a lot of those that didn't work, but the ones that did, we kept. Bottom of the Glass is a special family. It's a special group of people that tune in, like you guys are right now, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Very unique group of people. We've all met, not all of us, but a lot of us have met in person in real life at in-person events. We've done car shows. We've done a lot of stuff, and those things work. The in-person, the meet and greets with people, those seem to work really well. So what you see, if you go to the website, genxtalks.com, it's a basic Windows 95 format is the way it looks. It's nothing technical, but there's pictures of everything we do, and you click on it, and it takes you to what we do. And you get a good glimpse of everything on there. It's a real good way to find out what part of the brand of Gen X Talks we've kept, because it's all on the website.
Thomas on Facebook, you two seem so young. Thanks, Thomas on Facebook. Born late 70s?
I was born December 25th in the year of our Lord, 1967. Thank you very much.
I was born June 6th, 1968.
6668. A lot of satanic numbers in her birthday. Don't forget that. Explains a lot.
Brittany Armstrong on Facebook. Gen X Talks, on that note, does parenting get any easier? My 5-year-old son has been making me ballistic lately and making me feel like running away more than I ever did as a kid. God, I've been there.
They go through phases. It's kind of weird. I had an old guy tell me one time that, and I'm going to get this wrong, so don't hold me to it, but when he told it to me, he was very right. He says, around 11 years old, a kid will bond with his mother. A young boy will bond with his mother. And then around 15, they kind of hang around their dads a lot. But around 17 or 18, they go back to this very loving, hugging their mother all the time. Maybe I'm getting the years wrong on that. But he rattled it off, and he was right. Because now I've raised 32 kids. And this last batch of 8, I can tell you he was right. Now, girls, they pattern themselves after their mother, but they argue with their mothers the whole way. But they have their dads wrapped around their finger from 3 years old till the day you die. So they're very difficult to raise because they know they can push you really far. They're a lot harder, but there's a definite kind of a pattern that most kids fit into, most boys, most girls in a home where there's a mother and a father. And it's amazing when someone tells you, well, at this age and at this age, typically at this age, and it's sure as shit, he was right. And I'm sure someone told it to him too. So yes, it does get better because it changes, and it's going to get worse, and then it's going to get better again, and then it's going to get worse. So there you go.
Bill Moorhead on Facebook. What is y'all's favorite childhood book and movie?
Well, if we're still counting childhood, not going way back. When I was a real little kid. I know what
mine is.
Go ahead.
My favorite childhood book, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. I love that one. And movie is Mary Poppins.
I read all the Hardy Boys stuff when I was a young lad, and Escape to Witch Mountain scared me. And I remember really having a good time with Pete's Dragon, Disney's Pete's Dragon.
Oh, I remember that movie.
Robin Hood, the cartoon, the animated Robin Hood when I was a kid, a young kid, that kind of stuff.
Christopher Sevick, $5. Just remember, bald is beautiful. Sorry I'm late, just got home from work. And Christina Dvorak, member for 16 months, Handsome General. Did you ever get speakers for your radio you got for your birthday?
I hooked speakers up to it. I had speakers in my garage. I've hooked it up, and it does work. There's some things on there that need to be adjusted. I've still got it. It will not go out on the yard sale. I will have that the rest of my life. Thank you very much.
All righty. Our last question is a little juicy. It's very personal.
Okay.
Jack Armstrong, are you surprised on YouTube?
Not even a little bit.
Where was the most public place you ever had a quickie?
Us? Or are they going to ask us individually?
I don't know. It just is where I would say just us. Let's just do us. I know.
The most public place?
Well, I guess it's not the public place.
Well, what if you did it in a public place but no one was there?
Out in the open?
How is that really public? Like you ran through a grape vineyard with nothing on but tennis shoes. That's pretty.
That's the one I came up with.
But there was no one around, so it's
around.
very public, but no one was there.
That was really funny.
I know one time we were just involved in a long badonkadonk session at a hotel in Portland.
Yes, we were.
And
wow, you're getting really personal
halfway
here.
through, we realized that the drapes were open, and it was to the courtyard of the swimming pool and the park, and there was about 11 people standing at the gate going,
No, they weren't.
okay, you know they were.
No, they weren't. That was in our younger days.
Yeah, much younger days, but that was true. We didn't even pay any attention to that, and then all of a sudden we look up and there's people going,
No, they weren't.
you're so full of shit. Why don't you just admit that there was? I don't have a picture to prove it. I'm sorry I didn't grab my camera. Anyway, I guess that really was a private hotel room, but it was a public access day.
That was funny.
All right.
That is it. I know many people are asking questions, but it's an hour and 20 minutes, and so we gotta.
I am going to take a 10-minute break real quick, and then I will meet you guys in Discord. Discord is a Gen X Talks. Just Gen X Talks has a Discord service, just chat rooms, the old school chat room. You can talk about cars in here, food in here, movies in here. It's just the old school ways. That's where we all hang out between shows.
Brother Bruns topped us. He laughed and said, "Try sex on an elevated train in Chicago with the doors open."
Wow. Let me hear the sound of an elevated train.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
that trumps it.
All right, so you're going on Discord?
I will go on Discord. You have always asked me and encouraged me to go on Discord, and Trippy Pineapple asked me to swing by tonight. So when it breaks, you can go to genxtalks.com and scroll to the big Discord thing, and it'll take you right to it. Just go to genxtalks.com, look for the Discord logo, takes you right there. You sign in with your email. It's free. You just get to sign in with your email.
It's more like a one-on-one. It's like a meet and greet.
Well, what we're doing tonight, once you get there, is chat. It's just it's like a Zoom call.
Yeah, but tell them it's like a meet and greet. We can't be in your state, or we can't be where you are. So this is the close enough meet and greet.
So if you hang out with us, we'll talk about some stuff. You guys can ask more questions. You guys talk back and forth. Sometimes I'm sitting there listening, but I will show up to a Discord room tonight. So if you guys want to do something there, get your camera, get your microphone, or you can do it on your phone. But after we're done, just link. Good moderators will be putting those things up for you right now, where you can link yourself to it and go check it out. But I will stop by. Give me 10, maybe 15 minutes after we hang up here. Let me get my bearings back under me. Let me grab something to eat real quick, and then I will hang out with you guys for half an hour or so, all right? That's it. Please remember, if you're going to go do this, don't fucking talk the whole time. Because usually there's one jabroni in here who just fucking talks and talks and talks and talks until someone goes, dude, shut the fuck up and let other people talk. Be polite, be respectful, or Trippy will kick you the fuck out. That's it. I'm just like, the rule in Discord is one rule in Discord. Don't be a dick. That's the only rule in Discord. All right? Listen, I got to go. We out of here? We're done now?
Yeah, I'm just saying goodbye to everybody.
All right. Listen, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for showing up. If you had an hour and 23 minutes of your evening to waste, we're very pleased to know that you chose to waste it here with Gen X Talks. Want a better hour and 23 minutes to waste? No. This was it. You did a good job. Pat yourself on the back. I don't know where you listened in from tonight, AM, FM, Sirius XM, or perhaps you turned in on the Armed Service Radio Network. I don't know. You have to tell me. Remember two things in this world. One, wherever you go, there you are. And number two, I'll catch you guys on the flip side. I'm out. Say goodnight, Gracie.
Good night, Gracie. Happy Saturday night, everyone. Bye-bye.